In this video, we're going to go through understanding fonts. Alright, so whenever you're doing design, it's recommended that you only have 2 to 3 fonts in your design. So if you're doing a social media post design, a business card, you want to aim to have at least 2 to 3 fonts, and you don't want to have 10 fonts or 11 fonts or 20 fonts, because you want to keep your design as simple and easy to understand by your audience. So I definitely recommend 2 to 3 fonts, and we're just going to go through how to change your fonts and how to pair your fonts as well. Alright, so if we click on this text right here and we go to the font button, alright, up at the top toolbar, once you select the text, it's going to come up at the top. You click on your font button, alright, as you see I hover over it, the text font comes up, so click on it, and now we have a list of fonts. Alright, up at the top right here which says document fonts, it has the 2 fonts that are in our document or our design at the moment. Alright, and Canva gave us some recommended fonts as well, and if you scroll down you can see the recent fonts that I would have used previously. Alright, and if you scroll down you could see some of the fonts that I would have saved in my brand kit, and we have popular fonts, and you could scroll all the way down and go through different fonts that may be here on Canva. Alright, and you could just select one that you like. There's so many to choose from, but I would recommend only choosing 2 to 3. Alright, so we're gonna just scroll up, and one of the things when you're editing or you're doing a design, it's important to have a heading. So with your heading you would try to experiment on font, so you would have a font type for a font style for your heading that is appealing or it stands out, so that once persons look at your design they could see your heading and they could just automatically gravitate to it and try to read it. So sometimes what I tend to do is try to have a heading style as kind of styly in a sense, or cursive for lack of better word. So if I scroll down, I'll look for a font that I would use for my heading. Alright, so I like this font right here. It says Allery Pie. I'm not sure I'm not sure if that's the correct word I'm reading, but this font right here, I like it, so I'm going to click on it. So it changes my text, my font. Alright, so it's now a bit in like a handwriting style. Alright, so I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Alright, or if I find something simpler I might use it. Alright, but I'm going to use this for now because I like the way it looks. Alright, some people might think it's difficult to read, but I think it's easy to read. It's quite easy to read, so that's something you need to pay attention to. When you're choosing your font, you want to have something that your audience could actually read. Alright, so I'm going to make this text bigger. So I'm going to click the plus sign and I'll make it bigger. Alright, so that we could read it clearly. Alright, so once I've done that, if you have a body for your design, alright, you would tend to use a plain text, so a plain font style. Alright, so just like how I have this plain font style, I'll recommend having a plain font style for your body. Or if you have some subheading, you could use a styly writing like this again. But for the body, you will have a plain text just to keep it simple. And I see that this work time and time again very good. Alright, so if I click on this, my font type right here is Montserrat. It's one of my favorite. My font style is Montserrat, and it's one of my favorite font style to use. So if I click on it, I'll show you another font style that I like, and it's up at the top. Alright, so it's Poppin. So Poppins is one of my other favorite font styles. So if I click on it, you can see it. Alright, so it's changed. The reason why I use it for my body is because it's quite simple, it's easy to read. So if my audience is reading it, they can see it, and it's part of my brand, alright, as well. So it's one of the fonts that I use quite often. Alright, so that's just a basic understanding of fonts and pairing your fonts in your design. Alright, there's no need to complicate the fonts and to have lots of different fonts in your design. As I mentioned before, you choose two to three fonts, and you'll be good when you're editing all of your designs and your graphics throughout your Canva journey. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.